Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Erica, also known as Spiritual Stylist on YouTube, and today I created this bomb makeup look for you guys. So if you would like to see how I created this look, keep watching. I'm gonna go ahead and go into my Juvia's Place Eye Primer, and I'm just gonna go ahead and prime my eyes. I'm gonna shake this up a little bit because I know how this is. Didn't really show how I prime my eyes because I do it all the time in my videos. You guys should already know what I do at this point. So yeah, my eyes are already primed. Anyway, so today we're going to be using the BPERFECT SCEPTRE palette. This palette is super gorgeous. I love the packaging. So this is what we are working with as far as shades. I love it. This palette contains 6 shades for shading and sculpting in the face. So these shades here are all for shading and sculpting the face. So I went ahead and went into that darkest brown in this palette, and I just packed that onto my outer corner and blended it. And then I went into the burnt orange shade, which is called Salty Caramel, and I just used Salty Caramel to blend out that brown. The brown actually came out kind of purple. We're just softening up this brown. We're gonna go into the shade Bubble, which is this yellow here. And we're just applying that pretty much where we applied that red shade. So far, I'm liking how the shades are blending into each other, but I'm not really liking how they're coming out. They blend in really well with each other, as you can see, but the pigment kind of just disappears. When you're blending a shadow, you want it to blend well into another shadow within a palette, within a different palette, within the same palette. You want it to blend well, but when it's blending to the point where you can't even see certain shadows, they just disappear. Like, this is what they have so far. In regards to pigmentation, I feel like the shades could be a lot more pigmented. Before I cut my crease, I'm gonna go into this black. I know it's risky with everything that's going on. I just really want to see how well this Abyss color shows up, which is this black. Okay. The black is definitely showing up, but it's not really hard to mess up black. Now I'm gonna go into that same brush that I use, and I'm gonna go back into Salted Caramel, bring her out a little bit more, and I'm gonna take her just ever so slightly right above that brown. Now I'm gonna go ahead and cut my crease, and I'm just gonna go back into Cookie Dough. I'm just gonna apply her directly onto the lid. I'm applying more and more because I really want this shade to show up, and just applying it in layers. Next, I'm going to go into this shade Sculpt, which is apparently for the face, because the Sculpt shade is a bronzer and contour for show-stopping definition according to BPERFECT. And I'm gonna apply that right next to where I put that nude brown and the black. I'm blending the shade into both shades. I think that's the best we're gonna get with that shade. So next I'm gonna go into White Party, which is this white shade here. I think the application of the shadows are pretty good in regards to blending with each other. You can kind of see all the shades and shadows that I used in this look. For eyeliner today, we're going to be doing something different. We're going to be using the Inglot eyeliner. Alright guys, I am back. You know what? I think I have an idea. Okay, I know I probably should have did this before I put on lashes, but I'm gonna go into my NYX Liquid Crystal Body Liner. It is barely dried out, so we're just gonna see what we can squeeze out of it. So next we're gonna go ahead and go onto the face. Go into my Huda Beauty Water Jelly Hydrating Primer. I'm just gonna apply just a little bit onto my face. I'm gonna go into my Huda Beauty foundation in the shade Gingerbread. This has been like my favorite thing to use as of lately. I don't know why, but this foundation is really luminous. It applies perfect. This stuff does dry fast, so you have to work fast for sure. All right, so now that my face is covered in foundation, I know I have to blend this out, but I'm going to darken it up because my forehead is always darker, as well as my neck area and my cheekbone. Next, I'm going to go into my EBIN contour stick. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and blend out my contour. And I'm just going over with my foundation to blend that into the skin. I'm actually going to just apply a little bit of foundation back onto my forehead and on my cheek area. I'm going to go ahead and go into our Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. This is my favorite thing to conceal with. And I think we're going to go ahead and do our nose today too. And I'm going to go ahead and take my Beauty Blender. So next we're going to go ahead and warm up the face. We're going to go into the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. This is in the shade Golden Days. And tap that right into the skin. And I'm blending this in a circular motion so that it blends in seamlessly and there's no harsh lines. I actually really like this bronzer. It's subtle, but it applies really well. So next I'm going to go into my Laura Mercier. I'm going to make sure I tap that in because you don't want it to be super white underneath. You want to make sure that you still have warmth to your face. To contour our nose, I'm actually going to take the Putty Bronzer again. And I'm just going to drag that bronzer out from where my eye starts. Okay, so to see what this face side of the palette is about, we're going to go ahead and go into this bronzer and this blush. This is the shade Sculpt and this is Parasol. And then I'm probably going to go into Glazed for highlighter. We'll see. I know it's a little bit light for my skin, but we're going to see. So I'm going to just take my Morphe E4 brush. I like the shade. I like the warmth. I think it's a really pretty bronzer. And then I'm just going to take that same brush and I'm going to go into Parasol for blush, which is the pink. You guys know I'm not really like a blush girl, so I'm just going to apply very minimal. Go underneath the eyes, and I'm going to take this yellow shade here, and I'm also going to mix it with the brown, the hot chalk shade, and I'm just going to go right underneath. And we're just going to apply some mascara onto our lower lash line. Sorry, my edges are out, y'all. So next I'm going to go into my ColourPop Brow Boss Gel. So next I'm going to go into this CoverGirl Outlast Ultimate Liquid Lipstick, which I already started applying. So next I'm gonna go ahead and line my little beauty marks here, and then I also have one. So I completely forgot to blend out my nose contour. So I'm just gonna blend it out right now on camera for you guys. Completely forgot, but it already started to seep in, so I'm gonna go ahead and set my face with this spray. And I use this for the wedding makeup look that I did, or the wedding gig that I did, and this stuff, girl, this stuff will set your face where you can wear a mask and you won't have as much transfer as you would normally have using any other setting spray that I've used in the past. This stuff is really good as far as like makeup transferring and things of that nature and setting your face. So I'm just gonna set my face really quickly. Alright guys, so we'll be back with the finished look.